happening? Like
Yeehaw, motherfucker.
I feel like it's Hollywood Squares again, man.
Yeah, and it's going to be like this till the end of the month when they give me a reason to drive my fucking busted ass down from Maryland.
Yeah,
I mean, down from Pennsylvania.
That's right, because literally there's just so many UFC. There's a UFC event every weekend throughout April. And what we're going to do real quick is we're going to touch on the one that was this past weekend, and that is the UFC on Fuel. And it was supposed to be Gegard Mousasi versus Alexander Gustafsson. We all know that that did not materialize because of an injury to Gustafsson. But we will start, and I will start and say...
skin.
What was that?
Old paper skin.
Oh, yeah, old paper skin. I will start and say I'm going to tip my hat off to my man, George, because I believe you got every fucking fight right. I think I picked Mike Easton. I might have picked Mike Easton. I can't remember who, but I know I got every other fight right. But we'll start out in talking about Mike Easton real quick. We'll talk about that.
Brad, and what Kevin's alluding to is Brad Pickett defeated Mike Easton in a UD. And like I said, I figured Mike Easton might have a hard training camp going into this with all the shitstorm swirling around him. But don't worry about Mike Easton having a tough time because his coach came up with the bright idea to buy LloydIrvinRape.com.
Why would he do that, George?
I'm assuming because, like you just told me off the air, was to... people are going to be Googling Lloyd Irvin and rape, and he wants people to see these websites, and when you click on them, they're going to take them to the Lloyd Irvin School of Martial Arts.
Right, because,
so,
I'm sure there's a fear out there that he thinks that someone will get one of those domain names and create some negative ink, which it doesn't even need to be created at this point in time because there's so much negative ink out there about that camp.
Right, and his two ex-students, or I don't know what they're going to be, are going to court right now for the rape of a fellow student. So I just find it really peculiar. Now would be the time to buy rape websites. But
yeah,
okay.
He should have bought LloydIrvinTrainWreck.com because that's what that shit is.
Well, he should have coached Mike Easton up and teach that Bama how to finish a fight because
right.
Yet again, Mike Easton doesn't finish a fight. I don't even know if he was in a chance to win this because George doesn't have Fuel TV.
Right.
So, I mean, it was a split decision, so Mike must have kept it close.
Yeah, I mean, it was a close fight. It was split. Obviously, one judge had him winning the fight, but in the other bouts, featherweight Akira Corassani, I mean, we had him winning. He won. Diego Brandao in the other featherweight fight won. Now, the other thing that was more of interest was the Matt Mitrione fight when he fought French fries.
Well, yeah, and he got suspended.
He took them French fries in 19 seconds, shorty.
Yeah, well, he just cooked his ass maybe out of the UFC and might never have a job again there.
Who, French fries?
No, Matt Mitrione.
Why?
Matt Mitrione went on a tirade about Fallon Fox and made it like a personal attack.
What did he do?
He said she is a freak and disgusting and this. I mean, just basically made it a verbal. Assault?
Right.
Assault is when you do it verbally, right? And battery is when you actually touch someone.
Yeah, I mean, and slander is
if
if you're saying
verbally, trust me, it was damn sight near slander. Verbal assaulted this woman.
Right.
I mean, he just drug her through the mud because somebody asked her his opinion. And people are trying to compare this to what Dana White and Joe Rogan do. Dana White has never personally gone after anyone in this situation and called them names and called them a disgusting freak and sick, and it's just like he was trying to impose his own views. He actually did do
that one time, George. Who was the guy who was the old oh man, he went somebody who was one of those, what was before Affliction or one of those organizations, the owner, he did not like. And he went off.
Right, but did he sit there and call him names and call him disgusting? And I mean, it's
no, I don't think Dana White's never gone. No, you're right. He's never gone that far. I mean, that's just ridiculous. But why would
Dana, don't get me wrong. Dana White's flown off the handle, and there's a lot of things I have not agreed with him on. But to me, he's being suspended for a significant breach of the UFC's code of conduct, and I'm glad to see this because what he was asked is, well, where's the quote? I'm sorry. He says a disgusting freak among other things.
Right.
I don't know. It's out there. He went on a tirade that just has no place.
Because he found out what it was about later on after he tapped it.
Wow.
Well, fuck it, man. Anyway, with all the crazy shit he said, he managed to knock out Phil French Fries in 19 seconds. So at least that's one good thing on his resume. Now, go ahead.
We both called this fight. Ross Pearson almost blows out an ankle before the fight.
Right.
I don't know if anyone saw his Twitter picture after the fight, but that thing looked about damn sight near the size of my head.
Like a fucking grapefruit.
Still gave Ryan Couture more than he could handle and TKO'd him in the second round, which I don't think it didn't come as a surprise to me. I mean, it came as a surprise it made it to the second round.
Well, I think we both thought, Ross Pearson is one of the better lightweights. He's definitely a strong, person in that class. Ryan Couture, I think, not to say he's a bad fighter, I just think he's a fighter that hasn't been tested. And this was, to me, his first real good test. And he had lost a fight previously, but this was going to be a test. Go ahead.
Well, what I find funny is someone made a comment as to Ryan Couture fought KJ Noons last and got blasted with a lot of punches. KJ Noons isn't exactly a power puncher.
No, he's a boxer. I mean, he's got finesse box. I mean, he puts together shit in pieces, in bunches. Right.
So taking one of his punches, in my opinion, is like saying that you lasted through a Diaz a fight and you didn't get knocked out by a Diaz brother. Yet no shit. I mean, to me, Diaz and KJ Noons fight a lot alike with their striking. It's just pitter pat in and out. It's not a lot of power in any of their strikes. So I wasn't surprised at all that Ryan Couture couldn't stand up with Ross Pearson.
And like you said, it ended the way we thought. I think it does. It helps. Obviously, it helps out Pearson a little bit. I think most people and even the odds in Vegas had Couture losing this fight. So I don't think it does much for him. It prevents him from moving up and getting noticed in the UFC. And the way Dana is getting rid of fighters, I mean, his name might be the only thing that keeps him around longer than anybody else, to be honest with you.
I think Ryan Couture, he'll get another fight or two. He'll be all right.
Yeah. Now, Gegard Mousasi just got drawn a bad hand, man, because the bottom line is this fight could do nothing for him once Alexander Gustafsson.
This was a no-win situation for Gegard, because if he loses this fight, it's detrimental. But he won the fight. Mm-hmm. He went into it with a knee injury, and now he's getting scoped, and they hope he's back by late this year to fight again. So, whatever. I mean, and Dana was very proud of Gustafsson's training partner, who stepped in and took this fight and said this won't be his only fight in the UFC. So that was good. Good for him. That wraps up pretty much UFC on Fuel TV.
That was pretty much it. I mean, it's, I think once everybody was tuning in, obviously, to see Mousasi fight Gustafsson. And once that happened, it was just not taking anything away from the other fights, but it wasn't a very strong card from top to bottom. And the strongest thing about that card was going to be that main event fight. And when that didn't happen or materialize, then it was a wrap. That card was fucking doomed, Now, comical, brash, and sometimes politically incorrect, the Uncut Sports Show. Non-traditional sports coverage delivered the way you like it by your uncensored co-hosts, Kevin White and George Bedford.